Hey everybody, this is Jewelyn and Carrie.
Hi.
Welcome back to the channel and welcome to our second video of the day. So on the theme of Jewelyn's collective, and while I have Carrie here and our schedules match up, which I see is it's a thing trying to get together, but I'm making the most of it. I'm really excited to be back in her home, and I thought after doing her really cool Haworthia collective video, I was like, we need to gather up another family because I've noticed that Carrie had a lot of Aeoniums. I have a handful of them. I don't know if they're this expansive, but I have a bunch. Maybe I'll do it in the future because I do also have a handful that are not on the table. So this is going to be very fun for me. If you enjoy seeing Jewelyn's collective featured in my Plant Friends collection, give this video a big thumbs up. So Carrie, thank you so much for hanging out, and I'm really looking forward to hearing your Aeonium plant life because Aeoniums are very fun also to collect, and this is a very interesting plant family. So let's go ahead and dig right in. What is the first baby in your collection that kind of set it off? And also, why do you like Aeoniums?
Okay, so Aeonium Kiwi was my first. So I've got Kiwi in here and there.
Okay, so they're in like in a mixed basket.
Yeah, and two of them in little mixed containers. The colors were what caught my eye to begin with. I loved how the edges turned pink in the sun.
Right here.
And I picked that up at a local nursery and stuck it in that mix. And then I don't remember how I wound up with it in two different pots like this. I think maybe I bought this one first.
Okay.
Yes, and then this one came in one of those multi-plant pots from Trader Joe's. And so I just stuck it into that. Because that one was more leggy, so I stuck it in with stuff that was a little taller. Last fall, I went to San Diego.
Okay.
And I was at a nursery in San Diego, and this guy was in there.
Very cool.
This was the first crested...
Love the pot, by the way.
Thank you, I love that pot. This was the first crested Aeonium I had seen, and this is Sunset. And bought that because crested plants just fascinate me. I have a little crested collection going as well. Yeah. This one, since you've got that pot up already, this one I just bought about 3 or 4 months ago at a local nursery.
So it came from two different places.
Two different places, San Diego and Santa Monica. So this was, they had a bunch of crested sunsets at that nursery. And I thought, oh, well, that's really cute. I'll just grab that and put it with my other one and see what I can get from it. Because I was at a plant show and people had crested Aeoniums grown like bonsais.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I thought, ooh, maybe I can do that. So I think buying this one set me off on this whole thing.
Okay, what's this down here?
That's just another little baby one. That one is, these are both Sunset. That one's actually Kiwi. It was
two
a
of them.
cup off of this
Very
one.
small.
Yeah, and I put the shells around to remind me that they are there. Yeah, and that crested one really set me off. I've actually had this one for a while, and this one fell off of another one I was repotting, so I stuck it in with that one. So this one's been outside in the sun for a while, and it has great colors. So this one will soon hopefully look a little bit more like that one, because that one broke off of this one, I think. Okay. So I just stuck it in there, just like the other day. How big they can get too.
Yes.
So you've got this guy, and I had shown one of my clients some pictures of Aeoniums because she has some succulents, and she thought it was a really cool plant. So that same day I went to a nursery and they had these. So I bought her one, and I bought myself one.
Very sweet of you.
And so this was just 3 months ago. This one was next, I think. And this came from a nursery out in the San Gabriel Valley. And I just love the bonsai look of it, so I got it a bonsai pot.
Very cute. And
stuck it in there. So, and it's got some little guest area babies stuck in there to root. So, got to make use of all the space you have.
Yes.
I got these two at the Los Angeles Cactus and Succulent Society show and sale. This one has 7 faces. I mean, it was just really so cool that, I mean, there's not a lot of plants that do that. and it was $3, so I had to have it. This one actually came in that planter.
Okay.
So this was $2.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
yes.
so this, I talked about that one when we did our little haul video.
And I said this was my favorite one.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's got some personality. So repotted it in here through
it's
some...
kind of growing like an Echeveria.
It is kind of growing like an Echeveria, yeah. So they all have some personality.
Yeah,
you
very
know?
cool.
I mean, like,
love the pale yellow in there.
And I didn't even realize how much I was starting to love Aeoniums, because they can do such different things. I mean, it can stay nice and compact. It can get a little bit leggy. It can crest and turn into these crazy things. And I think that was when I went, oh my gosh, it's so versatile, you know? So then after those, this was my next purchase. I bought this one also out maybe at the same place I got this one, out in the San Gabriel Valley. And just look at how twisted the stems are. I mean, again, it's personality, you know? That's what attracts me to these guys. That this one type of plant can look so many different ways.
I love the characteristics of how it's growing.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that one's really awesome. And this was like $25.
Okay.
Yeah. Then a friend gave me this one a couple weeks ago. She bought it with only one, I call it a flower because they look like flowers. She bought it with only one head, and it has grown into 4, and she just doesn't like it. She said she thought it was an ugly plant, and I think it's gorgeous. And so she brought it to me, and I stuck it in that little pot.
Very cool. Speaking of friends, I have a pretty good collective for Aeoniums, but they were all gifted to me from different plant friends from different places, except my one crested Aeonium Kiwi Sunburst, which I want to enter in a show.
Oh, right, yes.
But other than that, I got all my Aeoniums from plant friends, from cuttings.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then this one I just got with you last Monday.
Yes.
This one was $26 or $27, which was an absolute steal for how massive that thing is. And can you get in there at all?
Maybe.
Like, maybe. You can see the tight crest in there. It's just, like, again, it's got a lot of personality. And it's got these big heads on it, and it's got these tiny little heads on it, and it's just really, really cool. So
this was your latest Aeonium purchase?
That is my most recent Aeonium purchase, yes. This would be my second biggest collection of something after the Haworthias.
Okay.
Yep.
So out of all of them, what's your favorite?
Well, I mean...
And what is the most expensive one that you got?
This one. This would be the most expensive. So it was like, what, $27? And yeah, everything else, I think this was like $8.
Okay.
This was $25. This one may have been like $10, maybe. And then that one was gifted to me. So yeah, now starting to look like this, they get really expensive.
Yeah.
But I mean, $8 for that, and that might have been maybe $15.
Wow, you paid a lot.
But I don't even remember how much I paid for it. I have no clue. So
favorite?
$2. I mean, this one, the cresting. I'm a sucker for cresting plants. So yeah, it has to be this one.
So I thought, you know what, Carrie, I think we should feature the Aeoniums, especially since you just recently got this. When we did our Come With Me, I thought that it was fun to gather up your Aeoniums, and it's very cool to see them gathered up. So thank you so much.
Sure, thank you
for hanging out with us. Also, your plant goals for Aeoniums. Do you have any wish list Aeoniums that you are thinking about, looking for?
Well, I love Zwartkopf, that black one,
which I have cuttings of.
Love that guy. And I don't think it needs to be in full sun to keep that dark color. So that'll probably be my next one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the place we were at had those and had this, but this is much more rare, so I went for this.
I know she was on the verge. She picked it up, if you watched it, Come With Me, a couple of times.
Yeah. I kept going back to it. And then after you left was when I finally went back and bought it.
Oh, okay.
So I have something for you as well. Okay.
Okay, I'm really excited.
All right, so these are some silver squill babies.
Okay, very cute.
And since I just potted that in there, you can see starting to grow a little leaf there. So, so my silver squill.
Mother plant.
This is my mother plant. So I was thinking, man, I really haven't seen as much new growth off of this as I would like to see. I'm just going to unpot it and see what's going on. So back when I had initially potted it, I didn't know as much about the plant as I know now.
How long have you had it?
God, this was one of the first plants. This was one of the first plants I bought.
Oh, okay.
This started my collection.
Very cool.
So, and shockingly, I've only been doing this for a little over a year. So this is about a year old, this plant. So when I had potted it, I had put the bulbs too far in the dirt.
Okay.
So all of the new growth that was coming up turns out was under the dirt. So when I pulled this out, there were all these babies under there. So I've given away about 12 of these. So you've got 3 there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so looks like it's going to do just fine.
Thank
you.
Enjoy. Yay! Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed another Jewelyn's Collective featuring Carrie's Aeonium Collection. It was very fun to gather them up, and this is probably one of my favorite series on my channel because if I don't do these collective videos, I never gang them up.
Yeah.
And it's fun to see just the different varieties and different personalities, and also to see how many you have. I never count my plants and see how many I have, but in this situation, it's just really cool to see. How many do you have?
Yeah. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12?
12 Aeoniums.
Yeah, 12. Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, 12 pots. So, yeah.
So, sound off down below if you are an Aeonium fan. Do you have any of these? Is there something that maybe Carrie should be on a lookout or I should be on a lookout? And again, Aeoniums are very sun-loving, hardy type plants. You see them very often in landscaping in California.
Yeah.
And they do very well in this type of weather out here in Southern California. So sound off down below if you collect Aeoniums as well. Did you enjoy seeing Carrie's collection and where it's at, and also the way how she's styling them? What are your future plant plans for these two?
Right now, they're staying in these big pots that they're in. They should be fine in these for a while longer, and I just want to let them get used to their new home. And Marvin is getting himself into the video, I just realized. I just want to let them hang out in here and get used to living here. I think they should be fine in there for a while longer. Yeah.
So if you enjoy seeing Carrie back on the channel, give this video a big thumbs up. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Hit the bell and subscribe button to be notified on my daily uploads. You can find more on my blog at ILOVEJEWELYN.blogspot.com. Until next time, aloha from Carrie's Los Angeles apartment here in California. Bye!
Bye!